big. That's a big fish. Alright, so we switched over to this Pond Magic spinnerbait. It's got a willow and a Colorado on it, and that Colorado is this crazy chartreuse. Smaller profile bait than what I was throwing. Like I was saying, the bass tend to either be really on or really off. I'm thinking they're going to be a little off. Anticipating getting a bite already. The smaller profile might help them make up their mind a little bit. So the smaller profile baits, you are going to get nipped at a little more. You know, we're probably going to catch some small bass, some big bluegill. But the big bass will hit it too. We're just cruising this thing fairly quickly across the tops of this grass mat. You know, you want it to look like fleeing bait, foraging bait fish. So it's, you know, erratic movements, darty, not burning it back, but a pretty quick retrieve. I usually don't fish the spinnerbait solo. Oh, we got a fish. A little bitty bass. Told you guys, we'll get him to commit. Okay. Little freaking dink. Little dink. Little guy. But that's a good sign. Alright. Come here, buddy. Okay, hold on. Can you get a picture of you? Got a picture, and let's get you back. Let's get you back. There you go. Okay. Alright. Well, that happened pretty quick. Another one. You know, I have not been spoiled yet on the big fish. The small ones are just as fun to me to catch. A lot of times they're a little more fun. Those really small bass are real spunky, real aggressive. The bigger bass tend to just gas out pretty quick. You want to kind of get those bigger ones up onto the bank. Oh! Goodness! Well, I should have set my hook, and I didn't. We probably just missed 2.5, 3 pound fish. Ah, man, I can't believe that. He's clobbered it. I've watched him up in that shallow grass just nail that spinnerbait. He had it pretty good. I didn't set the hook, so probably not going to catch that one again. But there might be some smaller ones in here still. In this little area. These little grass mats are pretty good for those smaller. Man, I can't believe I did that. we're just running this straight down this grass line. Same thing with the chatterbait. You're going to want to pop it out of cover, yank on it a little bit, and you'll get hit like that. You'll see that erratic movement in the grass. It'll look like a injured bait fish. It'll come in and it'll slam it. Do a couple more fan, and then we'll move. It's a pretty good little high percentage area, so I want to make sure that I present this bait in a few different ways, and then I'm thorough. The other thing, so we did miss that fish. We're going to give her some time. I bet she goes back to that cover, submerged bush and some stuff there. So we'll go back in with stick bait. Here in a bit, bigger profile, something I can kind of bounce on her face a little bit. See if we can't get hooked back up on her the right way. So there's two fish, the little one that I caught and the one that we hooked up on, both of them were in pockets in the grass mat up shallow. And the bigger one was maybe 6 foot off the bank and about 5 foot of water. But there was a little hole in the grass that she popped out of. Perfect ambush. The predators, so you want to sort of mimic what they're foraging for. You know, trick them into that bite. Run it over the hole. Sometimes, you know, we'll pause it or drop it directly into those little spots. And get a reaction bite that way. Okay, we have tried a bunch of stuff. I switched back to this Black and Chartreuse Pond Magic spinner because it's the only thing that got bit. We have those two in the same area that I'm at right now. Nothing else wasn't even getting nipped. Usually the trailers will get bit up on chatterbait or the other spinner baits and get any sort of action. We'll see if we can't get hooked up on one or maybe two. The storm has moved in. It'll start raining in about 20 minutes or so. Got a fish. Oh, that's a big fish. Damn it. I bet that was the same one that we hooked up on earlier, feeding in this grass. I thought I set that hook pretty hard. It was running. Anytime they get up, shake their head like that, you run the risk of losing the fish. Alright, so we adjusted the drag. If we they are feeding right up on this grass line. I'm gonna run that right back through. I think he grabbed a hold of the trailer. Run it right back through that spot. He was just a little one. The bigger ones out here tend to crush a bait pretty hard when they hit it. Something else that you guys will want to look into is putting a stinger hook or a trailer hook on your spinners. I don't have a problem with the chatterbaits. You can and people do run them on those, but I don't really have a problem hooking up. I normally do run them. We went to get some more for the tackle box, and because of all of the COVID stuff, everybody's out on the water, which is good for the sport. But finding terminal tackle, finding lures has been a bit tricky. Looked online, and a lot of places online are starting to sell out too, so it's getting a little dicey. Not running this exactly like I maybe ought to, which is definitely why I lost that second larger fish. If we had that stinger hook in there, there's no way. This one that nipped up here close to the shore we would have gotten to, so it just kind of helps with that hookup ratio. So all it is an extra hook that goes on this hook. It's the eye is a little bigger, and it sits on here, and a little piece of plastic or rubber holds it on this hook, and then it trails out kind of back off over here. So typically they're going to go after your trailer, and then that way they get that hook. I'll give this a couple more casts and move a little further down the bank. And that thing disappeared, and I thought I had a fish for a second, but it was just grass. Okay. Come on, I know y'all are in here. Oh, there, that's a fish. That's a fish, that's a fish. Nope, it's sure not. Oh, it's a stick fish. Oh, man. Usually I can tell if I'm caught up on grass or not. But those reeds get so much action when you pull them through the water. It's just about impossible. Tell the difference. It felt so good. Lots of wishful thinking in that retrieve.